Fellow traders, 'tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Wednesday, July the 23rd. The year's 2025. Let's talk trading. Learning from mistakes. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And let's not make the mistake of not having risk management in place, because we don't want to lose more than we're willing to lose on any one single trade or during any one single session. So, learning from mistakes. First off, yeah, I'm okay. I just needed a little downtime to start this week. Allergies kicked in. So, we talked about learning from losing. And now I want to talk about learning from mistakes, because there's a difference. See, a lot of times people think they enter a trade and they lost, it was a mistake. Well, it wasn't necessarily a mistake. Sometimes, it just happens that way. So, a mistake is when you do something that you're not supposed to do, or you fail to do something that you're supposed to do. So, that's how I like to define mistakes. So if we take a look at the chart here, you can see price is in the launch pad. It's bumping up against the new daily high, and we've only got about 34 pips of range. And there we go. We just extended it to 35. Now, was it a mistake that I didn't enter at 40? Well, I always kick myself whenever I see the launch pad working. So since I'm more in a watch mode than an actual trade mode, it really wasn't a mistake. But before, I could find reasons to enter the trade. I could find reasons not to enter the trade. So you can see here, price is just taking off. I mean, there's a few good reasons to enter that trade. One being, at the time, we only had a range of 34 pips, and it just pushed up. I mean, we could have jumped in at that last move if we wanted to. You see, there's a big move right there. So there would have been lots of reasons to do it. Even had some blue stripes right there at the 40. And for those of you who don't know, this is the chart that Walmart's been using to trade. You can see it only has, just basically horizontal lines. He doesn't even have the flip-flop boxes because he can see them. I think he might have a squiggly on one of his charts, the EMA5, also known as indicator 2, or vice versa, indicator 2, also known as EMA5. The only difference is with indicator 2, it just has a dot if price is above or below the line. So to learn from a mistake, you have to first identify that it was truly a mistake. So right now you see we've got a red stripe. You might be prone to enter the trade, but maybe if your rule says let the candle close before you take that entry, that might save you. And that's just one possibility. And now, if you fail to do something, and that's a mistake, then what you have to do is figure out what you need to have in place. Maybe it's something in the environment, maybe it's a mental shift, maybe you might have to use an EA or something, and so you don't make the mistake of not doing something. Now, we have to be careful. There's something called revisionist history. When you might say, oh, I knew I should have taken that trade, or I knew I shouldn't have taken that trade after the fact. No, you have to do it in real time. You can't go back. So, one of the things to do is, right as you're making the trade after you enter, maybe you have a little a checkbox. Yes, it's like either yes, I followed all of my rules and I executed it. I wasn't late, I wasn't early, I did it in a timely manner, and you check the box. And if you didn't, then maybe you check a box what you failed, like you said timely manner. Um, I entered the right direction, meaning if you wanted to go long, you didn't hit the sell button by mistake, because that would be a mistake. I've done that before. And so now I have to double check before I move the cursor. And it's funny because for some strange reason, they'll put your entry over here. And then if you use the terminal, you got to come all the way down here. It's like they make you move the cursor as far as possible. In fact, I think I even wrote a little EA just to bid and buy and ask that I could put right here. And then I have another one. I've got my close all. I got different buttons. So I don't have to move all the way across the screen to do it. So here you have a flip-flop box right here. You've got a couple of red stripes. Just made a lower low. So maybe you want to short, but you'd be shorting against all this green right here. So maybe the smart move is to play, wait for it to pull back and then go. Now, or you might be targeting this because that candle pushed up fast and hard, and usually price will go back to what I like to call a return bar. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So as we wait, we look and we can see what's price telling us. Well, you see it just moved up. Once again, if you had taken that short, you were going against all that green. So, and for those of you new, this is just the candle color multimeter. It shows whether it's the candle green or is it red. And since this, we're 10 minutes into this hour, we've got a lot of green here. Now it just made a higher high. And another thing is, a lot of times we talk about the entries, but the exits too. It's did you take the exit? Did you exit the trade when you were supposed to? Were you going for 2 pips? Were you going for 20? Were you playing the price action and just trying to grab and you're looking at what the chart's doing? So for example, here, when that price shot up, you may have felt some panic. Oh no, it's going against me. But you can see here, it actually closed below these red stripes. And now it's continuing back down. So sometimes you just have to have faith and you have to have patience. And sometimes you want to let the candle close. Other times you just might want to take it while you can. Sometimes you'll be happy you did, and sometimes you might not be. But the thing is, being happy or being upset um, doesn't really do anything for you. It just plays with you, takes you on a roller coaster ride. So you have to try and be like Mickey Rourke in 9.5 weeks. Just nothing phases you. Whether you're, if he's up a million or down a million, doesn't matter to him. He just be unfazed. In fact, I've for some reason on my YouTube video, I get these, it shows me videos about how guys would cheat the casinos, and I like to watch them. Because usually what you can learn from those is that, when you have a system that works, it's like you don't push your luck, especially if you're cheating in casinos. You really stick to your plan, and then you walk away, and that's one guy, he was beating the roulette wheel, but he really wasn't beating the wheel. What they were doing was, if instead of uh, fooling with the chips when they won, they would fool with the chips when they lost. So in other words, they might have like, two $100 chips, and on top it's a $25 chip. So somehow they would switch the chips. If they lost, they would switch the chips to three $25 chips. And the guy, over his lifetime, I think he made somewhere around 25 or 30 million doing that. They're just ripping the casinos off. But you really can't do anything like that here, um, when we're trading forex. But the thing is, what you can learn is that you have a plan, and they looked at it, they observed changes, because the casinos were putting in more high tech security, more cameras, and they just scope things out, say, okay, this is the best table, this is the best time of day. They even knew the dealers and the pit bosses. That was a really an elaborate operation. There was three people involved. And the funny thing is, the guy wrote a book about it, and now casinos pay him six figures to come in and evaluate. So, back to this trade, he said, so if you like to use a red stripe, you may have panicked a bit there, and then price went your way, and target that return bar, and you just have to give it time and patience. So see right here, now you'd be up, if you were just in one trade, you'd be up about maybe 4 or 5 pips here. If you took every flip-flop box here, you see you being 1, 2, 3, 4 trades, you'd probably be up a total of about, let's see, six times four, about 24, somewhere around 24 pips, plus or minus. And you can see right here, once again, that open was 35.48, and we're right near there, and boom, as John Madden would say, there you have it, sports fans. So you can see how, even if you go against certain things, like all these different candle colors, and you just say, well, you know what, I see this return bar, I know it's going to happen based on statistics. Am I willing to take that trade? I mean, he could have just, traded from 55 down to 50, simple horizontal line trade. Watching the price action. It made a high, it pulled way back below the other highs, made a lower high, lower, and so on. So, fellow traders, learning from mistakes. Once again, not doing something you're supposed to do, that's a mistake. Failing to do what you're supposed to do, that's a mistake. Those are true mistakes, as opposed to just entering a trade and having it go against you. So always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. And by the way, I might be trying to go live, so you might have to be patient with those videos, and there seems to be a delay. So over and out.